What's up, guys? How's it going? Not me having the wrong loading screen the entire time. Sorry, y'all. I was a bit flustered. Making sure everything was working and stuff. Yeah, just making sure the audio is working as well. Perfect. Alright, but yeah, sorry I'm late, y'all. Hope you're doing well. We are discussing. We're not watching Thanksgiving. That was the wrong screen that I had up. I wonder if I can remove that. I'm just gonna check. Can I remove this? Yes, we're removing that. There we go. Okay. All fixed. But yeah, sorry I'm late, y'all. Lots to discuss today. In my opinion, GH was a bit of a mess, and we're going to talk about why. Oh, man. There you go. But I'll wait a bit, because I don't think too many people are in here as of yet. Hey, Angel. Good to see ya. Technical difficulties as usual, but I'm here. Sorry if it's lagging a bit, guys. I had a lot of stuff open. I was working on some stuff. But hopefully it won't lag as much now. But let me know. Keep me posted, guys. But yeah. Lots to discuss today. Rory is dead, y'all. Did y'all see it coming? Because I don't think I did. Not until, the episode before, I was like, oh, that's not good. The K1, sir. Man. But yeah. We'll save talking about GH for a little bit, just until more people roll in. Because I know I was late, and I'm sure people got impatient and left too. My bad, my bad. This week was 50-50 for you? Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. They be messing up some characters and their growth, and I'm never appreciative of that. He was dead weight, so it was okay. You're not wrong. I just didn't expect it, that's all. Yeah, he was pointless, and I think his days were numbered. Partially, maybe in due turn to that backstage drama from when he first came on, and then partially because, the Sabrina fan base is powerful. So the second Spencer got out of jail, Sabrina fans were gonna want Sabrina, obviously. Just hope Trina won't cry over Rory like Joss cried over Oscar way too long. I don't think that she will, because Jocelyn loved Oscar. And we know Trina didn't love Rory. So I do think that she's going to feel guilty for not telling him for a little bit, and that's probably going to create the first bit of angst for Trina and Spencer. But yeah, and we'll get into all of that. Trust me. We will. Hey, Sandy. Man. Y'all, it is minus 22 degrees, and I seen this post just on one of the Edmonton Instagram whatever things, saying that it's going to get down to minus 50 at night next week for a couple of days. I'm assuming that's with wind chill. But Regardless, it's not a nice feeling knowing that that's coming. But yeah, like I'm looking at some of the, I was looking at some of the days coming up, and it's like high of minus 26 and low of minus 35. I'm like, well, that's great. But it's supposed to warm up by the weekend for Christmas, which I guess is fine, but you know, I'm still working these other 5 days. So going out there is not going to be fun. Oh, man. Hey, Jacarius. Oh my god, I keep doing that. I will get it right on first try at some point. But yeah. Welcome everyone that's coming in. Like I said, we got a lot to discuss today, and we will discuss it all. We were saying earlier, GH, to me anyway, kind of a hot mess this week. But you know, I'll want to hear your opinions as well. And I have my reasons, and I'll explain them too. But yeah, everyone gearing up towards Christmas. I've been good, Jacarius. It's been a very, very hectic week at work. You know, like I said, I work in a mall. It's Christmas time. It's very busy. Also, prices have gone up for certain things in that mall, which is not fun getting the kind of aftermath backlash of it. But 'tis the times, I guess. Spencer got hands. Oh man. Didn't cry when Rory died. I didn't either. You know. I just didn't expect it. That's all. Tabiana killed her scenes though. I will say that. We'll get into all that. We will for sure. 100%. But yeah, I've been good though. It's been busy at work, and that's kind of stressful, but it's just the same thing every year, so yeah. And yesterday was my mom's birthday. I got her some new pillows for her bed. I also found out that we're babysitting a dog for 10 days in a few days. And I don't know how my dog was going to take, or, you know, going to think of that. Apparently he met the dog Saturday when I was at work, actually. And it went mostly well. But that was just like a 30-minute meeting, you know, not like a 10-day, 24 hours a day dog that's like 8 years younger than him in his face. Oh, Lord. Nicholas is digging a deeper grave, him and Liz. I know! Oh. And that's going to be the first thing we talk about, y'all. And honestly, for me, it's a big part of why I just think GH was a complete mess this week. But we might as well get into it now. We can talk about other stuff after. But welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. GH was a mess, like I've been saying. Let's talk about it. At the end of the previous week, Finn was convinced that Esme was somewhere on Spoon Island and was explaining his theories to Elizabeth, who was doing everything in her power to convince him to not go to the police. And as they were about to head out of Terry's office, he realized that Elizabeth forgot something on his desk. And then he realized it was a bottle of prenatal vitamins, which at first he didn't really know how to react, but he did assume that she was pregnant. And she rolled with it, except she told him that it was another man's baby, and then she told him it was Nicholas's baby. Naturally, Finn was livid, and dude stormed out of the office and into his own, and started smashing all the conveniently placed vials that were on his desk. And Elizabeth followed, and it just got worse and worse. Like, my lord, y'all. I mean, he was going to still call the commish about Esme possibly being on the island. So Elizabeth was like, I'm actually spending a ridiculous amount of time on Spoon Island lately. If she was there, I would have noticed. And he was like, gee, figured you guys were taking things slow. And it just made him even more mad. He asked if Ava knew, which of course she didn't at the time. Nicholas doesn't even know at this point either. He's been Well, he does, by the end of the week he does, but at the time, he didn't know. He's busy getting excited about Ava coming back, saying she doesn't want to give up on their marriage. And on top of that, Elizabeth mentions to Finn not to tell her boys. Ugh. Angel, you said, so Liz is going to fake a pregnancy, then when Esme's baby is born, they are going to pass the baby on as Liz and Nick's. We'll see. And I'm only saying we'll see because Elizabeth kind of wants to, eventually fake a miscarriage. Because she mentions that to Nicholas. But yeah, I gotta say, it's interesting and super weird for me seeing Elizabeth do things that she hasn't done since 2010? And I mean, manipulating the men that love her by using her children. But here we are again. So much for the character growth she's experienced for the last few years. Yeah, you'd be disgusted too if you were a fan. Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, I can't believe that she was like, oh, my boys, because I'm like, all the amounts of time she used her boys to justify men keeping secrets for her, not a fan. I don't know. I mentioned this on Wednesday, but I just think I'm gonna need 2006 Maxie to come back and just, especially if we see Elizabeth wearing a whatever on her belly or something, I'm gonna need Maxie from 2006 to come back and just be like, well, you and I aren't so different then. It's moments like this where I do miss the classic Maxie, and yes, she's experienced growth, but I miss Maxie's mean streak. Dante found a hoop earring. Yeah, we gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. I don't the only person I can think of that wears hoop earrings is Ava, which doesn't really happen. We know it's not Ava. And maybe Nanika, Curtis's bartender, but I'm still kind of the opinion that it's likely at this point now gonna be the nanny that we don't know. But yeah, we're gonna get into that a little bit later, Damien. We'll get back into Liz and Nick for now. I don't know what it is with this show constantly throwing Elizabeth and Nicholas under the bus. They seem to do it ever since, Frank Valentini came onto the show. Those two get wrecked. Their characters just get absolutely wrecked. Every time we get, close to, getting them back to who they used to be, a bomb goes off, and they just trash them completely. But anyway, like I said, Ava was at Nicholas's place, talking to Nicholas about wanting to get back together, that she hasn't forgiven him yet, but she's not giving up her marriage. And then Elizabeth basically shows up to Windermere, and she has a key now. She tosses it to him, and Ava took notice of it, and Liz was something to the effect of, oh, she came for old Christmas memories of Laura with her kids that are here at Windermere for some reason. Some stupid bullshit excuse. And Ava left, and Elizabeth breaks the news to Nicholas, and she's like, we have to tell Finn the truth about Esme. I can't do this. And Nicholas would rather throw his wife and life under the bus instead of admitting he's hiding Esme. So he decides that the two of them must go all in on this pregnancy. Ava actually ran into Finn when he was practically ready to drown himself in a bottle of booze, which she doesn't, thanks to Alexis and his dad, by the way. But man, I was rooting for him to tell Ava the truth before Nicholas did, to be honest. Straight up, I just think that would have been more delicious for Ava to kind of already have the know of that, or the knowledge of that story. instead of Nicholas lowering the boom to her after, which we're going to get into. What a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But yeah, Nicholas eventually told Ava the big lie while bringing the divorce papers to her gallery, and she was livid, and she's ready to bleed him dry in the divorce. What he had offered wasn't good enough, so she calls Victor and plays the recording of Nicholas confessing to Esme's murder to lure him to the gallery. So she can negotiate the, the divorce settlement. Victor calls her bluff, and since Esme has reappeared since then, he says that the court would know that the timing was off, but she plays the Pandora box excuse, or the Pandora's box card, I should say, knowing the Cassadines have far more secrets that could get looked into while the courts investigate. Damien, you said Finn should have figured out that Liz is covering for Nick, just like she covered for him when he pushed Peter August down the stairs. But yeah, as you can see, things are messy enough as it is, but then you top it off with the Hook Killer striking again and taking 2 more victims, and we'll talk about them in a bit, except Esme is all nice and snug at Windermere with her toilet paper Christmas tree, so she couldn't have done it. Which I think, at this point, I feel like the audience kind of knew that already. But, you know, Nicholas and Elizabeth were so sure that she was the Hook Killer. Or the Hook, as they're calling the killer. So basically, they've destroyed their own lives while committing the crime of kidnapping, albeit kidnapping a psychopath who has only attempted to kill someone in the past, not actually succeeded. Yeah, what a mess. And we're gonna get into like all the details of the victims and the deaths and, you know, the reactions of Port Charles. But I will mention, since I'm just going to kind of push Nick and Liz out of the topic because I'm done with them. But Elizabeth blurts out that Esme couldn't possibly be the killer. And obviously Finn kind of twinged at it. I don't know if he's going to catch on that she is hiding something. I hope that he does. Because I really don't want to see, like, Elizabeth faking her pregnancy to all of Port Charles. I really don't want to see it. Sandy, you want to see OG Ava go all the way crazy on them? I mean, why not, honestly? But yeah. And for the record, when Elizabeth said that she doesn't think that Esme could have done it, a lot of people don't think that she could have done it either. Even the people that weren't really thinking of it at the time seem to be of the opinion that she didn't do this. But yeah, let's talk about the Hook's victims, shall we? The PCPD have been following leads to try to track down the Hook, looking into someone in town who could potentially provide the killer with poisonous venom. An eager beaver rookie cop and Trina's boyfriend, Rory, decides to go on his own to pay him a visit. And unfortunately for him, the Hook was there and had already killed the dude providing the venom and attacked Rory as soon as he came through the door. Turns out, even armed, an officer is no match for the Hook. For a fish hook. Such a mess. But yeah, Dante finds him and gets him rushed to the hospital. But we can't really get into the rest of that without discussing what's been going on with Trina. As you know, her mind is torn now that Spencer is out of prison. She's been seeking advice on whether to listen to her head or her heart from all the wrong people, Ava and Jocelyn to be exact. One of them has been pining after someone that has treated her like garbage from the jump, and the other is currently cheating on a man that she claims to love that is in love with her. So... Oh, I thought Esme didn't until we found out who her mother is. See, after we found out who her mother is, I thought that Heather was doing the killings. Because we know that she, for some reason, got some weird, like, tropical poisonous disease on her feet somehow. So that's why, you know, I was a little suspicious. Want to get Padme and to Sammy, Brady, do you Do you agree? I don't know what you mean. Come on. But yeah, Trina, she was going to admit that she isn't in love with Rory and visits the PCPD, but he's nowhere to be found, of course. And at that point, no one knew where he was yet. Spencer's been going through a weird character arc this week, and there's no telling where it's going to go. He's like halfway towards embracing his Cassadine connections and money, and halfway just trying to be a decent guy, knowing how much he hurt Trina. And he doesn't want to be that guy anymore, but he's also throwing around his Corinthos connection, especially since he reunited with Cameron this week. And Cameron told him about how Jocelyn has befriended one of Sonny's muscly bodyguards, and that as much as Jocelyn hated Sonny for what he did to Carly, she hates him more after witnessing something that he did to that muscly guy. Cameron admits he's not a fan of him, and then sure enough, Dex shows up, and Spencer decides to announce to him that he's Sonny's nephew, and so technically Dex also works for him. And he punches him in the face and tells Dex to stay away from Jocelyn just in time for Jocelyn to walk in and witness that herself. You don't watch Days? No, I don't watch any of the soaps. GH is the only soap I watch. Well, where was I? Oh, yeah. But yeah. Spencer clogs Dex. Jocelyn witnesses it. And I feel like she covers for herself pretty well, saying, like, I don't need anyone's help. Like, she yells at Spencer, and she's carrying a bunch of toys, and they're all, like, being like, we can help you, and she's like, I'm good, guys, like, leave me alone. But yeah, Trina had already left the PCPD and has gone to Kelly's and ran into Spencer outside of Kelly's, where he told her that he was planning on leaving Port Charles, a decision he made, you know, once he realized that there's nothing really left for him. None of his friends like him. And, you know, he didn't say this really, but, like, Trina doesn't want to be with him. And, you know, he has his reasons for wanting to leave Port Charles. But yeah, eventually Curtis shows up there because he was with Jordan when she found out that an officer was attacked by the Hook and had tracked her down. Not too sure how he knew she was at Kelly's. Maybe I missed it, but let's just roll with it. He brings the entire teen scene with him to GH because Jordan wants her eyes on all of them, with the killer still being at large. And when they get there, Trina discovers that Rory was the Hook's victim, and of course, she's devastated, especially when they roll him out to prep him for surgery. And he says that he doesn't regret telling her he loves her, and then he takes a turn for the worse. Portia, Finn, and Elizabeth are on his surgical team, and welp, long story short, Rory is dead. And, you know, I didn't care enough about Rory to be choked by it. But, like I said, Tabiana killed her scenes. She's devastated, but not because she loved him, obviously. Because, you know, she thinks that he's such a good guy and he just wanted to help people, and she couldn't tell him what he probably wanted to hear, and oh, the regrets that she has. Like, I just think, you know, it's the regrets that she's gonna have over not telling him that she loved him when she knew she didn't love him anyway. I just hope they don't kind of drag that on, because, you know, they might as well get started with Sprina. I feel like it's gonna be the beginning angst of them and the slow burn of getting them back together. But, you know, just don't waste too much time on that. Anyway, Jordan calls Laura, and she shows up to GH and asks Cam and Spencer if they were friends with Rory, and they both just look at each other and look at her like, Cam's just like, well, we hung out that one time because of Trina, and, you know, Spencer's just like, well, and Laura's like, yeah. It was a funny little exchange. You know, it's that's how unimportant Rory was to like the cast of GH. No one really knew much about him. No one was really friends with him. They just kind of put up with him because he was seeing Trina. Well, really Cam did. By the way, before all this mess, it seemed like Jocelyn was gonna tell Cam a little something about Dex, but given the latest turn of events, she's like, Trina needs me. Girl is using her grieving friend to avoid telling Cameron the truth, and I mean, I suppose it's good enough of a reason. Like, Trina does need someone to help her, but, like, you know that, like, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way because it's Jocelyn, I think. Because I'm sure Jocelyn is going to be devastated for her best friend's loss. But, you know, I think that... How do I word this? I just think that it wouldn't surprise me if Jocelyn is going to be so devastated for her best friend's loss that she's going to use that as an excuse to jump into bed with Dex before she tells Cameron the truth. And I, like, even though I don't know nothing, I don't read spoilers, you guys, really. I at most, I read when casting news is here. And GH does a good enough job at, like, hiding casting, for the most part, especially if it's a character that's that's already been on canvas before. But I wouldn't be surprised if I'm right at this point, because, last week I was like on the live stream, I think the Sunday before, Elizabeth is gonna lie to Finn and say that she's pregnant with Nicholas's baby, but I said it as a joke, and then it actually happened. Like, I was kidding, and it actually happened. So it wouldn't surprise me if what I'm saying about Jocelyn is going to come true too. That she is going to be so crushed for her friend Trina that she's just going to go and vent to Dex about it, and they're going to, cry, or she's going to cry in his arms, and they're going to sleep together. And, I think that... I don't know if Cameron would necessarily walk in on it. I hope to God he doesn't. Let's protect Cameron, y'all. He's a good kid, but like, I just hate that she's not gonna tell Cameron the truth before she does something that's gonna hurt him even more. But yeah, what are they doing? If that is true, I ask, like, what is the show doing to their characters? They're throwing so many people under the bus, and it ain't even stopping with that group either. You got Carly over here, who got the jump on the connection to Willow's parents and paid her a solid sum of money to lie to Drew about who Willow's mother was, because Nina is just that awful in Carly's opinion, and like, Carly's not necessarily wrong. Nina is trash, but like, it still doesn't give her the right to keep the truth from Willow. Carly did get a bit of karma, though, because this connection decided to ask for more money to spin the truth on Willow's father. Which is funny, because he's dead. We know this already. It's Silas. And Carly knows Silas is dead. But I guess if Drew were to find out it was Silas, it would lead suspicion back to Nina. Cam knows something is wrong with Jocelyn. Yeah, she does. She does. Joss is just like her mother and grandmother Bobby. Man, but you know what? They outgrew their like, their sort of cheating ways. But I had hope for Joss, I really did. But she was just a little girl, now she's an adult. But yeah, I just think that, Carly got her karma by that woman, like, asking for more money. Because Carly ain't rich no more, But yeah, I don't even remember how Silas died, y'all. Like, I remember that Nina was standing over Silas's body with a knife and that Franco walked in on it. But I know that Nina didn't kill him. I can't remember. Was it Nina's mom? That's going to end badly for Carly. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Sandy, you're right. Because Drew breaks the news to Willow that her biological mother is dead, and her reaction makes the wheels turn in his head. And then he figures out that Willow is sick, and she admits that she has leukemia to him. And of course, Willow still doesn't want anyone to know. He says for Drew not to tell anyone, not even Carly. And I swear, if Willow dies, it's going to be her own fault at this point. And yeah, Carly's going to feel like shit. And she's going to, you know, get the sort of brunt of Michael's anger, I think. As much as Michael hates Nina too, I think that when he realizes that Nina's really the only chance that she has at being saved from her leukemia. Okay, it was Nina's mother? Okay. That's what I thought. Carly's still got money. Carly's making a bigger ditch for herself. She's got money, but she doesn't got endless money. Well, like, she doesn't even have a job right now. So, that money, it ain't going up. It's not leveling out. It's just going down. So, it is what it is. Drew or Will couple. I don't want them as a couple. Wiley could be a match for Will. Oh, I suppose you're right. But they don't know that Nell is her sister. So, like, why would they even... You know what I mean? They're not gonna... And also, I don't think that Willow would do that to Wiley either. Now that I think about it. Wiley's just a kid. Britt could have gotten tested. Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no one knows that Nina is related to Willow. And if Willow dies, it'll be too late for her anyway. Like, sort of anyone telling anyone that Nina is actually her mom before she dies, they're not going to know that she has all these connections through Britt and through Wiley and Nell and, you know, all these people that have ties to them. Did Silas have any family other than Caleb Morley? We never learned. We only knew about Kiki. But we don't know if he had like a dad or mom, if they're still alive. But yeah. They need to test everyone. You don't need to be a relative for a match. Yeah, but you know GH. They're not going to do that. They're going to have... At the very least, they're going to have Willow be on her deathbed before the truth comes out. And then someone will save her just in the nick of time or whatever. But we'll see. We will see. But yeah, let's move on from that. Let's talk about Maxie. Maxie's head is in a tizzy about Austin. She found out that Austin blackmailed Spinelli into running his algorithm on him and Maxie. And that was enough to make Maxie consider dumping Austin. Which I ain't mad about. Maxie's remembering that her judgment on men has been absolute shite for years now. And while Austin is no Peter, the red flag for her is that people who are important to her, like Spinelli, her daughter Georgie, and even Sam, aren't fond of Austin. Like, Sam doesn't hate him, but I just think that she doesn't think that he's right for her. And I can't blame Sam for that, because you could tell she's a Spixie fan, just like I am. But yeah, Britt likes Austin, I guess. But doesn't necessarily mean that she likes him with Maxie, okay? I just think it's so silly, because he's just a mob doctor. She's been with people connected to the mob before. I think, right? Well, no. Yeah, well, Spinelli. Duh. Clearly she's down with people that think outside of the law a little bit, even though she's had a trend of dating cops. Relatives are better possible matches, but anyone could be a match. I know that, but like GH ain't gonna bring that up. It'd be too realistic for GH to bring that up. Yeah, since we're talking about Brit, let's talk about her planning her birthday bash. Maxie was a little bit disappointed that she didn't come to her before Austin told her about the party. But Brit just wanted to tell her in person, but Maxie's also mad that she didn't ask Maxie to plan her birthday, but she forgave her for that. Brad is pretty stoked that they're going to party it up, but she puts a damper on things when she brings up that she's seen a lawyer to get her will intact. She doesn't actually tell him that she's sick, but she does mention leaving everything to him in her will, which is as it should be. You know, Britt and Brad, that is a friendship for the ages. I love Britt and Brad's friendship so much. I just wish that she was honest with him. Exactly, Angel. It is normal. A mob doctor, like, it's a normal occurrence in Port Charles. There's nothing, at once upon a time, when Maxie was a young adult, half the people in Port Charles were in the mob. So, it was impossible for her not to be connected in some way. Let's talk about Liesl, though. We kind of did on Wednesday, but amazing scenes with Liesl this week, coping with Britt's latest diagnosis for her Huntington's disease. She was devastated and taking it out on a punching bag in the gym, and Nina and Sunny were there, and Nina confronted her and reminded her that she is family and that anything that she says to her won't leave her. And she tells Nina the truth about Britt. And Kathleen Gotti, the absolute treasure that she is, killed it. She killed it. I don't know. I love Kathleen Gotti, and she's from Canada as well. Actually, she's from the same province I'm from. Or, well, not from. She's from the same province that I currently live in. Okay? But yeah. Sunny overheard the conversation between Liesl and Nina, though. And Liesl was annoyed, but Sunny shared his experience with Mike and told her to embrace every moment with Britt from here on out. And, just kind of gave her courage, knowing that they did have good moments even through the absolute worst of his illness. To be honest, I think Sunny should have brought up Stone. Not that, like, AIDS and Huntington's disease are similar, it's just that, like, Stone was like a son to Sunny, so I felt like that was a bit more relatable, and, he got to see him absolutely deteriorate physically because of the disease, whereas Mike, it was more of the mental. Love Liesl, she's such a good actress, yeah. I adore Kathleen Gotti, you guys. Like, the fact that she just puts that accent on to play this character is like, I absolutely love it. It's a bit campy, but it works for the kind of character that Liesl is, largely because of Kathleen's skills as an actress. She's so good. So good. But yeah, let's kind of go back to Esme. Well, not really Esme. Let's talk about Ryan and Heather. We hear the whole assorted tale that Heather hid Ryan from Esme, but he found out the truth. Heather accused Ryan of keeping Esme from her when she found out that he and Esme had a relationship. But he reveals to her that he's not keeping her from Esme. Esme's just missing, and all he knows at this point is that the last place she was going to go to was Windermere, because she had unfinished business, and he hasn't heard from her since. And so naturally, with these two psychos, if anyone harms a hair on Esme's head, they're gonna have to deal with them. What exactly is camp? Does that mean tacky? I don't want to say tacky because to an extent, I do love campy things. But it has to work. I just think it's like, it can be over the top. I think that's what campy means, is over the top. Just really extra. It's like, you know, how Liesel, she'll speak in English for the most part, and then she'll be like, my schnitzel, like, that's the camp part to me. You know what I mean? But it works, because Liesel is a funny character. And Kathleen is a good enough actress that she can do comedy or drama, and she kills it regardless. Yeah, I think that's a good definition. Campy is just over the top. It doesn't mean that it's tacky. It just means that it's over the top. Are you saying you want Cameron and Esme? I don't know. Although, I guess that would actually be kind of funny. You know, Jocelyn treats Cameron like garbage, and so Cameron jumps into a relationship with Esme. That would also hurt Spencer too. And I like Spencer and Cameron's friendship. So I don't know. And like, imagine Cameron taking care of Nicholas's child. Weird. Stone's death scene was the best in GH history. I see you, Robin. Yeah. Oh man, I remember when y'all, like, you know, wanted me to do like a try not to cry challenge, and I watched that scene, that very scene, and I cried. And then Maurice posted it on his Instagram. I was like, oh my god, now all his fans are seeing me cry. But yeah. Man, but yeah, there's so many ways this Esme story can go. Really, like they could be going anywhere with the story. Someone pointed out that Willow and Esme are pregnant at the same time. I wouldn't put it past GH to, you know, have one of those babies die, and likely, probably Esme's baby, and then Esme kidnap Willow's baby and raises it, you know, uses that to try to, you know, manipulate Nicholas. Like, Nicholas probably won't find out that Esme's baby died, and she'll steal this baby. Willow will think that her baby died if Willow survives. Like there's so many different ways things can go. Like I said, I don't know. Nathan's funeral was good too. I like Nathan's funeral. I think that they did a really good job at kind of respecting how the funeral of a cop would go down. I think it was very well produced episode, his funeral. And I like that we got to see Georgie too for that. I don't think we're gonna get the same for Rory. I think his funeral is gonna be off screen, or it's not gonna be as extravagant, at the very least. I honestly I'm thinking it's gonna happen off screen. Maybe we'll see Trina with like the flag, but like after the off-screen funeral. But yeah, to my knowledge, I think the only time that they've done police death on GH before Nathan's was Lucky, or not Lucky's. Lucky's partner. What was his name? It'll come to me. Jesse. Lucky's partner, Jesse, who was dating Maxie at the time. So Maxie has experienced 2 police funeral deaths, and Kirsten Storm rocked both of them really well. Mind you, Maxie was still quite young when Jesse died, because I think that was like 2005, right? Willow's baby isn't going to make it to term if she doesn't get a bone marrow. She looks like The Walking Dead now. Yeah, but Angel, you assume that GH is going to tell stories of like health-related things accurately. You know what I mean? You know. Let's talk about Donna and Spina Bifida, you know? Rory hasn't been there long enough for a funeral. Exactly. You know, he's been there for like 4 months. He got here in the summer, right? But yeah. The only thing I didn't really mention, I think, in terms of what happened on GH this week, is that we saw that Anna and Valentina are in the Netherlands and they're having sex in a barn. Like, I don't know. I'm so disinterested. Like, why are they in the Netherlands in the first place? I mean, they're supposed to be looking for Lucy. Why the Netherlands? I don't know. But even Anna was like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, we don't know where to look. But yeah. I hope they find Lucy soon, though, because I miss Lynn Herring. But yeah, that's kind of GH in a nutshell. But I really want to know what you guys think, because to me, GH was a mess this week. I didn't really enjoy it at all. A lot of it had to do with just the sabotaging of, like, you know, so many GH characters this week, and like the potential sabotaging like later down the road. And as much as I really don't care about Rory, I think it was like the easy way out to just kill him off. Angel, you said they better do more with Donna's SB when she gets older and has a storyline. Yeah, maybe they will. But they're going to have writers that will remember that she has spina bifida in the first place. Because these guys be forgetting what they write every now and then. But yeah, I thought GH was doing so well. I was complimenting the GH writers a couple weeks back on how well they did with the Holly story, but now it's all gone downhill again. Yeah, we really need I don't know what this show just needs to figure out a lane to pick in, because like I said, so I mean, yes, I'm talking about the sabotaging of characters, Elizabeth and Nicholas to be exact, but also like Spencer, they just don't know what direction to go with him. You know, one minute they're saying that he wants to be this good guy, the next minute they have him punching out Dex the second he gets out of jail. He could have just gone right back to jail because, you know, he's technically on like what do you call it? He's on an early release with rules, and you know, should he do anything to mess that up before the end of his real sentence, then he could probably go back to jail again, right? You're so happy for Valentine for finally getting Anna all this time. I just don't like Valentine still to this day. So that character could die and I'd be like, okay. Like, cool. Valentine should have been what Victor is, to be honest. What they've made Victor. Parole, thank you. I'm having a brain fart day. It's the weather. I'm blaming the weather. And I'm a bit tired too, to be honest, but it's because it's almost 11 o'clock here. And I've been up super early. I got up at like 5:30, y'all. I didn't even work today. I just went to bed early the night before, and because of that, I woke up. Early. But yeah, that wraps up the GH portion, guys. I don't really have too much to report. GH is too much like Marvel now. No, right, is that I really like comic books right now. And I really like the show? See, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a Marvel fan. I was thinking about, like, I seen someone post about how there are certain things that people love that they just couldn't jump on board with, and I'm like, that's me with so many things in a nutshell, y'all. Like, I'm not a fan of superhero movies. I wasn't a fan of the Harry Potter series. I didn't hate it. I just wasn't. It's just not my thing. Same with things like Lord of the Rings and like that kind of thing. And like they say that people that like one soap, they'll like them all. I'm like, I like General Hospital. I've tried to watch the other ones, and I just could not get into any of them else. I think I really tried with All My Children for a bit, because of Jesse and Angie and all the hype that was surrounding them when the characters returned. And they had some decent moments, but I just couldn't hold my attention for very long. I think the only thing that really caught my eye was like the actual reunion scenes on the train, and like the scenes of him rescuing her on the roof when she was kidnapped and grabbed in that helicopter, and all the green screen effects. I thought that was cool, and then after that I just lost interest. And every now and then, like when the ABC soaps would do like sweeps, like in the era of like the big sweep storylines, like the disaster storylines. I think I don't remember which soap it was, but whichever soap in the mid 2000s had the tornado disaster. I tried to watch that too, and I just found it so corny. I feel like GH really did the best with those kind of disaster storylines in terms of like making the disasters look realistic. And because they have always had such great actors, and I found, in my opinion, like for me, All My Children and One Life, most of the actors, in my opinion, were quite cringe. Like, I think that GH got the best of who were in those shows, but most of the actors, I just, no offense to anyone that enjoyed the acting on the other shows, I thought it was so awful. But yeah, that's all she wrote, guys. I hope that you guys are... The tornado was All My Children? Okay. I thought so. I just wasn't 100% on that. But yeah, not much to report. It's the last week before Christmas, y'all. So I hope you guys get your Christmas shopping done. If you guys celebrate any other holidays, I hope you are enjoying... what do you call it? Sorry, I'm tired, y'all. I'm like zoning out because I've been up so long. But yeah, I hope that any other holiday you guys are celebrating, I hope you're enjoying the festivities. And I hope that you guys can get Christmas shopping done on days where it's not chaotic in your malls. Which is not many days, unfortunately. So, like, even me, I'm not done my Christmas shopping. I haven't started my Christmas shopping. But I work in a mall. So when I'm on my break, I'm going to be doing my shopping. What episode on Monday? Oh, yeah, there might... Yeah, you're right. Monday is the... the January 6th hearing, I think. So I don't know if we're gonna get one. Actually, Canada will get one. Y'all might not, but I will. Well, maybe. Like, if... it depends. Sometimes we'll, like, during these hearings over the last, like, few months, sometimes we'll get GH in Canada before you guys do, and sometimes we don't. But the day that you get, like, the missing... The day that you guys get the episode that we had already seen, we're getting a repeat. So eventually we catch up with each other. But we'll see. But yeah, essentially it's really just it's kind of like the January 6th finale, right? They're kind of just gonna probably lay the groundwork on referrals to criminal investigations, and then we'll see what happens from there. But we ain't getting into politics on this show, okay? And that's just what's gonna happen, likely on the January 6th stuff. But yeah, drama. Any hopes for Christmas week on GH, by the way? Like, show-wise, not like preempt-wise? Because, you know, once again, we found ourselves getting quite a dark think leading up to Christmas. Last year was freaking Sasha's baby's death, and this week now it's Rory's death. Not that he really will have much of a profound effect on the cast, but you know, it's just misery. We're not going to see Trina happy for Christmas. The Christmas plans just got ruined, so like I just don't know. I just want a bit of happiness on GH, you know? But, like, I just don't know how GH is gonna go, y'all. Like, last year was a horrible Christmas for GH. Yeah, and like, it seems like this one's gonna be too. Like, I don't think we're gonna, you know, everyone's miserable on the show right now. Like, no one's happy right now. Like, when you think about it, all these couples have broken up, or on the verge of breaking up. You got, you know, Trina's now dealing with the death of the guy that she was in a relationship with. You have, you know, Trina's whole family is going to be miserable because of what's happening. They're going to be on edge because of the hook. Then you got Elizabeth and Finn, they're broken up because of their lie. Nicholas and Ava are broken up because of their lie. There's no hope there whatsoever. Mac and Felicia, you know, they were stoked at the possibility of Mac having a son, but, you know, the Cody's keeping it a secret, so no happiness there. Britt is dying, so Liesl is going to be miserable. Maxie and Austin are on a weird break. Like, there's nothing good. Brooklyn and Chase broken up. Drew and Carly can't be together because of, you know, the Ned situation. Anna and Valentine are on the run. There's no happy people on the show currently. No happy people. Not a single one. You know, maybe TJ and Molly. But TJ is gonna be bummed because of, you know, Willow and her leukemia. So, what a sad realization. And there's no one there to read the Christmas story because no one knows where Monica is. Like, oh, I'm just so mad. I just want, you know, Christmas is supposed to be this, like, really magical time of year where everyone doesn't mind things getting a little bit happy and drama-free for a bit. Like, you know, family's happiness and everyone celebrating the holidays together, and we're not getting any of that. We're just getting misery. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Ah. It's a sad reality. Like, Christmas is actually going to be even worse. Even Sasha, she's dealing with another death. She lost her baby last Christmas, and she lost her husband, and is having Christmas without both of them now. Like, this show, dude. This show. Maybe GH should just take a break for the Christmas holidays and, like, just show the classic Christmas episodes. And maybe we could just watch them all on, like, GHM Reacts together. Just do it every single day. We're just reacting to whatever Christmas episodes they play. But then my live streams would get copyrighted for sure. GH is a mess, yeah. Yeah, like, what, like, do these writers... Like, what goes through their minds when it comes to the Christmas holiday season? They're like, you know what? We're just going to allow all these miserable things to happen just before Christmas. Like, ugh. I'm over it. I'm over it. Man. See you Wednesday. Yeah, good night. Good night, y'all. But yeah, we'll end the live stream here. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If you like this live stream, even though I was like jumbled up and tired, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys this Wednesday. I don't know what we're gonna watch. Because frankly, I think we've, like, over the years, we've watched all the really good GH Christmas videos. So, yeah. Hopefully Laura will help Chase get his job back to help finding the hook. Well, maybe. Yeah, what happened to Brooklyn's plan? Brooklyn called someone, and they didn't seem to know her very well. Alright, y'all. But yeah, let's call it. Have a good night, guys. Have a good week ahead. Get your Christmas shopping done. Get together with your families. Have a good holiday season. I will see you Wednesday. Next Sunday's up in the air because I truthfully, it's Christmas Day and I don't know exactly what my Christmas plans are. Oh my god, y'all, I forgot to tell you before I go. Or no, maybe I told you already. I'm going to be ending up babysitting a dog with my dog. It's going to be a chaotic 10 days.